that I did it the right way. I did it where I won. I played the right way. My teammates loved the way that I played, and people, my peers, respected the way that I played. And I feel like that I got out of the game.
Scottie Pippen has always taken pride in how he played. He talks often about winning the right way, about sacrifice, defense, teamwork, and trust. In his mind, greatness was not just about scoring numbers or building brands. It was about showing up every night, staying loyal to your team, and holding yourself accountable. When he hears modern stars being praised while the struggles, failures, and shortcuts are ignored, it hits a nerve. That is why when Michael Jordan's legacy was questioned, Pippen felt it personally. What made this situation explode was not just what Pippen said, but how he said it. He did not soften his words. He did not try to balance the take to avoid backlash. He spoke
like a brief conversation. And when Scottie says final, that means from his perspective, he doesn't believe that he and Michael will ever speak again. And as we know, Michael has these situations with Barkley and Isaiah Thomas where he does not feel like he wants to speak to those guys ever. And I'm the greatest Michael Jordan fan.
Let's earn the good ones. In his eyes, leadership meant standing firm, even when things got hard. That is why he struggles with LeBron's career path. While many fans see LeBron's movement as smart and powerful, Pippen sees it as avoiding responsibility. He does not deny LeBron's talent, he questions the meaning behind the choices. When Pippen spoke about Kevin Durant, the tone was just as sharp. In his mind, Durant joining an already dominant team crossed a line that previous generations would never have crossed. Pippen believes championships should be earned through battle, not stacked odds. He compares it to his own career and Jordan's career, where success came through years of pain, losses, and hard lessons. That contrast is at the heart of his anger. The media reaction made everything worse. Instead of slowing the conversation down, it poured fuel on it. Clips were cut, headlines were made more extreme, and every comment was turned into a debate point. Pippen watched his words bounce around the internet, stripped of context, amplified for clicks. That only reinforced his belief that modern basketball culture values noise over substance. LeBron's silence in the early stages was not accidental. He understands the media game better than almost anyone. Letting others defend him allows him to appear calm and above the chaos. His supporters quickly highlighted his championships, his numbers, and longevity. They framed Pippen as bitter, unable to accept change. But for Pippen, this response only proved his point. The defense focused on achievements, not on how those achievements were reached. Kevin Durant's response showed a different side of the divide. His social media posts revealed frustration, but also sensitivity. Being called a sidekick hit him where it hurt most. Durant has spent much of his career trying to...
There is no bar. This is the problem when older guys try to assimilate with younger guys. This is the problem because now there's no leadership. Who's leading who? Who's leading who? This is the problem. This is the problem. The older cats like the KDs and these, they didn't set a standard. You think that if Kevin Durant or Stephen Curry,
despite being one of the most complete players ever, his legacy has often been reduced to being Jordan's teammate. He has lived with that shadow for decades. Watching LeBron and Durant get praised as solo icons while their teammates and circumstances are downplayed brings that frustration back to the surface. In his mind, the double standard is impossible to ignore. Social media has changed everything. Players today can speak directly to fans, shape stories, and protect their image. Pippen never had that power. His career exists mostly in memories and highlights controlled by others. When he speaks now, it feels like one of the few chances he has to reclaim his voice. That urgency shows in how strongly he reacts.
There is also fear behind Pippen's anger. Fear that history will forget the grind, the physicality, and the sacrifice of his era. Fear that younger fans will never understand how hard it was to win without modern advantages. Fear that greatness will be defined only by numbers and popularity, not by struggle. As this debate grows, it forces fans to ask uncomfortable questions. Can greatness look different in different eras? Should championships earned under different conditions be compared the same way?
Is loyalty still a value in modern basketball, or has it been replaced by control and freedom? Pippen believes these questions matter, even if they upset people. This situation also highlights how fragile legacies can be. Even the greatest players are only one comment away from being challenged. That pressure creates defensiveness on all sides. LeBron defends his resume, Durant defends his choices, Pippen defends his era. Everyone is protecting something important to them. The longer this continues, the clearer it becomes that there's no simple answer. Basketball has changed, the league has changed, but history has not disappeared. Both can exist at the same time. Pippen's mistake, if there is one, may be the way he delivers his message, not the message itself. His frustration
Was as a player. He's not even what Kobe Bryant was as a player. So, when you talk about trying to compare Michael's instinct, his ability to take over games, his ability to want to have that last shot.
And demoralize you.
Yes.
And scare the living hell out of you.
Yes. LeBron doesn't have that gene.
So, Scottie,
That's not in him.
right.
respect. Respect for the past, respect for the present, and respect for the different paths greatness can take. Scottie Pippen did not lose it without reason. He reacted because he felt something he values deeply was being pushed aside. Whether fans agree with him or not, his words remind everyone that basketball history is layered, emotional, and complex. Greatness is not one story, it is many stories overlapping. This conversation will not end soon. It will resurface every time a record is broken, every time a title is won, and every time someone questions the past to elevate the present. What matters is how fans choose to listen, with anger or with understanding. In the end, this moment is bigger than Pippen, LeBron, or Durant. It is about how basketball remembers itself, and that memory is still being written. Scottie Pippen's comments didn't just stir debate among fans, they also forced the media to confront something it often avoids. The question is not just who is better between eras, but how greatness should be judged at all. For Scottie, greatness has always been about sacrifice, loyalty, and winning as a unit. He keeps repeating that point in different ways because in his mind, that is what separated his era from today's game. He believes players back then were willing to give up personal numbers, spotlight, and comfort to build something lasting. And when he looks at today's stars, he sees too much focus on image, branding, and individual legacy. Scottie pointed out that during the Bulls dynasty, nobody cared about who got credit on social media. There was no daily debate show breaking down every quote or facial expression. You played the game, you won, and that was enough. He believes that environment created tougher players mentally. When things went wrong, you couldn't hide behind excuses or online support. You had to face it in the locker room and on the court. In Scottie's eyes, that pressure built champions, not followers. This is where his criticism of LeBron hit hardest. Scottie wasn't denying LeBron's talent or his numbers. He admitted LeBron is one of the most gifted players the game has ever seen, but he questioned the path LeBron took to build his legacy. Team changes, public influence over front offices, and carefully chosen narratives bothered Scottie deeply. He felt that greatness should come from staying, struggling, and building, not from leaving when things get hard. To Scottie, that difference matters more than stats. Kevin Durant fell into that same category for Scottie, but for a slightly different reason. Scottie focused heavily on Durant's decision to join a historically great team. In his mind, that move broke an unwritten rule of competition. Scottie believes championships are supposed to be earned by beating the best, not joining them. He felt that decision changed how fans look at winning, and not in a good way. For him, it weakened the meaning of a title. As the days passed, more former players began to speak up. Some agreed fully with Scottie, saying the modern NBA is too friendly and lacks edge. Others tried to soften the argument, saying every era has its own challenges. They pointed out that today's players deal with non-stop criticism, constant cameras, and pressure that never turns off. Still, even those voices admitted that something feels different about the way competition looks now. LeBron eventually addressed the situation indirectly. He talked about respect, growth, and understanding different generations. He didn't mention Scottie by name, but the message was clear. LeBron believes greatness can look different depending on the time you play in. He feels adapting, evolving, and surviving across eras is a form of greatness in its own right. To him, longevity and impact matter just as much as rings won in one place. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, continued to defend himself more openly. He pushed back against the idea that joining a strong team somehow erased his skill or work. He argued that winning at the highest level is hard no matter where you play. For KD, talent should not be punished just because it finds the right situation. His stance made the debate even louder, especially among younger fans who see player freedom as progress, not weakness. What made this situation even bigger was how fans reacted. Older fans felt validated by Scottie's words. They saw it as someone finally standing up for an era they believe is being forgotten or disrespected. Younger fans felt attacked, as if their heroes were being unfairly judged by outdated standards. The comment sections became battlegrounds, with every clip, stat, and highlight used as ammunition. Through all of this, Michael Jordan remained silent, and that silence spoke volumes. Scottie didn't need Jordan to respond. In fact, he seemed almost proud that Jordan didn't say anything. To Scottie, that silence represented confidence, the kind of confidence that doesn't need defending. He believed Jordan's legacy was already written, and no debate could erase it.
But there was also sadness under Scottie's anger. His words revealed a man who feels history is being rewritten without him. He feels his role, his sacrifice, and his greatness are being slowly pushed aside as the league focuses on individual stars. This wasn't just about LeBron or KD. It was about Scottie reminding the world that he mattered, that what he did mattered, and that the Bulls dynasty was not just one man's story. As the debate continues, one thing is clear. This is no longer just a sports argument. It's a clash of values, team versus individual, loyalty versus movement, silence versus self-promotion. There is no easy answer, and that's why this conversation won't end anytime soon. The NBA is changing, and so is how greatness is defined. Scottie Pippen stood up and said he doesn't like the direction it's going. LeBron and Kevin Durant represent that new direction, whether they want to or not. Fans are left to decide what matters more to them: the rings, the stats, the moments, or the way the game is played. In the end, this story isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about understanding where the frustration comes from. Scottie Pippen didn't speak out just to make noise. He spoke because he felt something important was slipping away. And whether you agree with him or not, his words forced everyone to stop and think. The debate will keep going. More legends will speak, more players will respond, and basketball fans will keep arguing late into the night about who is truly the greatest. But one thing cannot be ignored anymore. Scottie Pippen reminded the world that legacy is not just built on talent, it's built on values, sacrifice, and the era you choose to represent.